These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mountain Goat in Shafak News. The governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Ali al-Alak, on Thursday that Iraq is on alert to adjust the exchange rate of the dinar. Mark Z via PDK question: what do you think the dinar rate will be? Mark Z's answer: with a combination of what my gut is telling me, charts and conversations, I believe it will be somewhere between $4.20 and $5.35. After many conversations, this is what I think we are going to see, but I could be way off and completely wrong. Frank 26 Iraq boots on the ground report. Firefly, the CBI governor, is saying the CBI is on high alert to change the dinar exchange rate. He is saying this on News Channel 1. He is saying, due to the auditing transfers of the hard currency, this has to be done. Frank says he is talking about the float. Yada says, I believe we are very close before, during Eid, an expectation of the rate release before the budget is finalized. Eid is this weekend, second reading yesterday. Mark Z via PDK, well, it was cooking in Iraq last night with expectations of more cooking in the next few hours again. I'm hearing the Iraqi parliament may call a late session for the third budget meeting later tonight, and that was referencing last night. Mark Z continued on to say, if not, I am being told that session will be open for it tomorrow. They went into the wee hours last night to pass the second reading. The HCL and the budget is supposed to go into effect in days, telling us they do plan on having everything done. Pretty exciting news over there. All right, Militiaman says al-Sudani stated this weekend that there was going to be a rise against the dollar with the Iraqi dinar, so the Iraqi dinar is to increase. If you remember, about a week or two ago, maybe a little longer, he says we reassure the citizens to not acquire the dollar because the dinar is strongest. It's open public information that he's telling his citizens, be careful using the dollar. Don't get rid of your dinars. He not only said it once, he said it twice. Frank 26 articles, quote number 1, that convergence between the official exchange rate and the parallel market rate is a positive reflection of the national currency, and the coming days will witness a greater acceleration in its decline, unquote. Frank says, what you're saying is there are two rates in your country. One of them is based against the dollar, and the other one is based against jerks who want to inflate your currency. What have you done? Controlled it. How? Having an internal float. The controlled float is being done internally right now. They're talking about plus or minus 2% to 3% compliance. This is removing all restriction on the national currency of Iraq. All right, Walking Stick via Frank 26, they want the citizens to know their new national currency will be stronger than it's ever been, stronger than any currency that they have ever been using because the American dollar is tumbling and Iraq is going in the opposite direction. All right, Mark Z via PDK, Iraqi official states Kurdistan oil exports could restart within days, unquote. Mark Z says this is important because they won't resume until they have the HCL law, the Section 140 hydrocarbon law. This is a big piece of news because if they are resuming, this means the HCL and the budget is done. It's all been agreed to, they just need to announce it. It's going to be a great week, interesting week. Try to stay sane this week. It may be full of ups and downs. All right, Nader from the Mideast says, I give the news to just like the news from the TV, the radio, and give it to the people. It's not an opinion. Deep Woods question, how rich is Iraq? Deep Woods says the world proven oil reserves in Iraq 12%. If oil in the ground is money in the bank, Iraq is wealthy. Iraq can produce 2 billion barrels per year. At $100 per barrel, that oil would sell for $200 billion. If Iraq sells a quarter of its potential reserves at an average price of $100 for the next 20 years, that would generate $90 billion times $100, which equals $9 trillion. If Iraq invests only a quarter of its revenue for the next 20 years, it will match current U.S. productive assets per capita. These calculations do not include natural gas revenue, lately about equal to oil revenue. Also, most of Iraq has not been explored for gas or oil. By this, I'd guess filthy rich. Keep in mind, this is only oil. Frank26, Firefly, this has never happened before. The CBI has never come out on television on our media and said a rate change alert. This is amazing to hear. Frank says it doesn't get any better than that. The streets are ablaze. We've got some serious fire here with all the talk of a new exchange rate coming to us and a new currency with coins. It's not a rumor anymore. There's no secrets between the citizens of Iraq and the CBI monetary reform. All right, and lastly, Mountain Goat says the IMF and the World Bank recently met with an Iraqi delegation held in Washington, D.C. The meeting witnessed deliberation in the economic and financial goals that the Iraqi government is working to achieve, one of which was the future monetary policy of Iraq and the currency reform. Then articles come out this week, quote, the Iraqi dinar continues to make gains at the expense of the U.S. dollar exchange rate, unquote. And then on Monday, Prime Minister al-Sudani indicated that the value of the Iraqi dinar will rise against the U.S. dollar during the next few weeks. Folks, we are heading for the long-awaited reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar to Forex, not as a placeholder, but open for business full trading. How could the news possibly get any better?